Hey, what's up, YouTube fam? It's Ben here, back with another class. As always, we get new yoga here every Wednesday and every Sunday, so please feel free to subscribe if you've been enjoying the energy around here. With that being said, we got a fun new class for y'all today. It's going to be a Vinyasa sequence focused on building balance, stability, and range of motion in the lower body especially. But we're going to incorporate a lot of different stuff, a lot of new fluid movements to get us moving and to get us open throughout the hips and the whole body. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. So taking the next few moments to land in your version of child's pose. Knees come out wide. Big toes land together on the mat. The tops of the feet press down. The hands reach out in front of us. You can feel the shoulders already expanding and growing. You can feel the hips gently open. You can feel the spine lengthening as we fold the chest closer to the mat. And as we begin this class in a still shape, use the opportunity to notice how you're showing up. Notice how the body feels. Notice how the breath feels. Last but not least, notice how the mind is doing. Maybe the brain feels overactive with a lot of thoughts running around. Maybe it feels calm and still and focused and at ease. And if the mind is overactive and wandering around, don't worry, that's what the yoga practice is for. It allows us to notice the thoughts, acknowledge the fact that our awareness wandered away, have gratitude for whatever that thought was, and then consciously bring that awareness back to the present moment, back to the breath, and back to the body. Start to deepen your breath. Take a deep inhale and a big sigh out. Deep inhale. Big sigh out. Deep inhale. Big sigh out. Start to rise up into a tabletop position. When you land in your tabletop, take some circles with the shoulders over the wrists. Take about 5 circles clockwise, and then when you're ready, take about 5 circles counterclockwise, just noticing what it feels like to bring weight into the palms for today. When you finish those circles, come back into a neutral tabletop, turn the palms back, fingertips face toward the knees, shift the weight forward and back, start to open up through the wrists. Have a sense of observation and curiosity in these warming initial movements. Shift to turn your fingertips out toward the side, thumbs face forward, and then take some rocks side to side. Notice what your fingertips are doing. And then bring your palms to face forward like normal and start rolling through some cat-cows. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. As you exhale, round the spine and push everything away. Inhales, drop the belly and curl the chest forward. Exhales, push away and round and fill the space in the upper back between the shoulder blades. So keep moving through these two shapes at the pace of your own breath, or feel free to invite in any other warming, intuitive movements that feel good to you. Maybe it's simply shifting the spine side to side. Maybe it's rolling the spine into some jump rope or circle sensations. Anything that allows you to warm up into the mid-body. And find these freedoms of movement for another 10, 9, 8, 7. Work your expansion. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into a downward facing dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back, and then pedal it out. Warm into this shape for a few breaths. You can bend one knee and the other. You can shift the heels side to side. You can even roll forward to high plank and press back to down dog. Whatever just helps you create a little bit of heat and feel the muscles in the body start to expand, with a small emphasis on the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, the calves, as well as the shoulders, shoulder blades. Always remembering to breathe nice and deeply as we settle in, as we find more energetic shapes. And then start to root into stillness in your downward facing dog. Feel the heels pressing down toward the mat. Feel all of your fingertips gripping the mat underneath you, using all of those little muscles in the hands, feeling solid and grounded. We'll go through some rolling vinyasa. So as you inhale, rise up high onto the toes, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the knees a lot until your belly meets your thighs. Inhale, roll yourself forward to a high plank position. As you exhale, drop the knees to hover and then scoop the hips up and back. We'll do a few more of those. So inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, send the hips back until the belly touches thighs. Inhale, roll the body forward into a high plank position. Exhale, drop the knees and then scoop the hips up and back to down dog. Inhale, lift up high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees until the belly meets the thighs. Inhale, wave yourself forward into a high plank. As you exhale, knees drop to hover, scoop the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, belly meets the thighs. Inhale, wave yourself forward, high plank position. Exhale, drop the knees to hover and then scoop the hips back to down dog. Last one, inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the belly to the thighs. Inhale, roll yourself forward to a high plank. Exhale, drop the knees to hover, scoop the hips up and back, down dog. From here, look forward in between the palms, rise up high onto your toes, bend the knees. Step, hop, walk, make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Pause here in your forward fold. Find somewhere that feels nice and restorative for you, somewhere that allows you to simply expand the backs of the legs while relaxing in the upper body. Maybe that position is ragdoll, clasping opposite elbows, having a soft bend in the knees, letting the torso hang loose. Maybe that's any other type of bind or forward fold. Breathe deeply. Let your exhales create a softening, releasing sensation as you gently continue to hinge deeper and feel the hamstrings expand. Simply breathing. If you're binding, go ahead and release the palms down toward the mat. As you inhale, find a halfway lift, extend the spine forward. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, find a chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, sink the hips lower and stay here. We'll just hold this chair pose for a little longer this time since it's our first time around, so we can build a foundation. And then we'll start moving fluidly. So in your chair pose, feet are about hips width distance apart. Find the squaring sensation through the hips. Bring the weight into the heels of the feet. Feel the toes maybe even lift off the mat and wiggle. With the weight in the heels, can you send the hips back in space and sit down a little bit deeper? Can you find some ease in the upper body? We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, listen carefully. 1, drive through the feet. Stand up, lift the palms high, Urdhva Hastasana. Take another breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. As you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips lower. Inhale, power through the feet, rise up to stand. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips lower. Inhale, rise to stand, palms lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, rise to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, building rhythm. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, rise to stand, palms overhead. Exhale, fold and release. Last one, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, rise to stand, palms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms on the mat, and then step the feet back to high plank pose. Knowing that in high plank, you can always drop down to your knees if that helps you find stability. In our high plank, let's set our foundation here. So again, all of your fingertips are gripping down into the mat. What that does is it takes pressures off of our wrist because we're using all of the muscles together there. Wrap the triceps back, biceps forward. Feel the chest integrating. And then drive through the hands so much that you fill the space between the shoulder blades on your upper back, protracting the shoulder blades. Breathe here for 5, 4, beautiful strength, 3, 2, 1. Lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Let's find an oscillating cobra pose here. So bring your fingertips down to the mat off the top corners at about 10 and 2. We're on the fingertips just to emphasize the use of our back muscles and chest here so we don't dump into the palms. So we're going to move with our breath. As we inhale, drive through the fingertips, lift the chest off the mat. Exhale, release the chest down. And that's it. So inhale, lift the chest high. Exhale, release. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, release. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Palms come back to the mat outside the chest. Tuck the toes behind you. Flex the legs so much that the knees lift off the mat. Beautiful. Press through the hands, press through the feet. High plank, shoop. And then find your downward facing dog. Notice this new space in the down dog, not just from the forward folds, but also from those chair poses building strength in the legs, also from that high plank building expansion in the shoulders. Breathe here. Beautiful. We'll start to go through some modified sun A's to keep building some heat. So as you inhale, rise up high onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, float, feet to hands, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift, spine extends. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips lower. Inhale, rise to stand, palms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms on the mat and step back to your high plank. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, come through chaturanga, but a strong chaturanga. Shoulder heads point down, elbows point back, elbows tucked in. Feel the strength in this shape. Beautiful. Upward facing dog. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, pull the hips forward for your upward facing dog. And then lift the hips back for your downward facing dog. Chaturanga is such a challenging pose when we do it in a way that's anatomically correct and mindful. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhale, rise high, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float, feet to hands, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips low. Inhale, drive through the feet, rise to stand, palms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms on the mat, step back to your high plank. Inhale, take a breath in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, strong grip the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog, press the tops of the feet down to pull the hips forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Inhale, rise high onto the toes, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, make your way to high plank. You can step back, you can jump back, whatever you want. Take a breath in high plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Bend the elbows, remain strong. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Pause here. Amazing job so far, yogis. We're going to start to build into our core sequence, working on that strength and mobility in the lower body as we continue to expand and grow and create heat. So as you inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, big step forward, plant right foot to right thumb. Inhale, lift the palms up to the sky for your high crescent. Exhale, sink the hips lower, and then start shifting the weight around a little bit. Find some buoyancy in the legs. Feel free to have a little bend in the left leg behind you. Notice the hips starting to grow and expand as the shoulders stay engaged by reaching up. We're going to start to move dynamically now with the breath to create more strength. So find stillness in your lunge, and then stay here as you inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee and drop the left knee all the way down to the mat. Inhale, drive up into your lunge. Exhale, drop left knee. Inhale, drive up. Nice job. Exhale, drop left knee. Inhale, drive up. Exhale, drop left knee. Inhale, drive up. Last one here. Exhale, drop left knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring palms to center. Feel that relaxing in the shoulders. Reach the left arm forward. Reach the right arm back behind you. Feel that line of tension as you open up through the shoulders, through the chest, and then feel the weight of the lunge as well. I know the legs are talking to us. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. As you inhale, reach both hands up and come through center. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, step the right foot back to the left, high plank. Take a breath in here. Exhale, lower through your strong chaturanga, option to drop the knees. Inhale into your upward facing dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. One more, take a deep breath in and out. Nice job. Inhale, lift the left foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, big step, left foot to left thumb. Inhale, lift the hands up to the sky, high crescent lunge. Exhale, sink the hips and simply start rocking the weight around in any way that feels good to you. I always find these micro movements to be really nice as I start to lunge for the first time in a class. Getting into the smaller muscle groups around the hips. Really just creating some good mobility. And then start to work towards stillness in your lunge. We'll take those dynamic taps. So inhale, stay here. Exhale, drop right knee down to the mat. Inhale, lunge and rise back up. Exhale, drop right knee. Inhale, drive up. Exhale, drop right knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop right knee. Last one, inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop right knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, just bring the palms to heart center. Let the shoulders go. We'll work into our twist now, reaching the right hand forward, twisting the left hand back behind you. Sink the hips a little lower. Feel all that's working in this stretch, expanding across the chest, upper body, and then sinking and feeling the legs continue to work. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, reach the palms up and come through center. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step left foot back to right. One breath in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, option to drop the knees. Come through your upward facing dog, take a breath in. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Pause here, take about 3 breaths at your own pace. Beautiful work, yogis. We're gonna keep building on that. As you're ready, take a deep breath in, lift the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, plant right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent lunge. Exhale, tap the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift back up. Don't worry, that's the only one we're doing. And then bring the palms to heart center. From here, start to lean the weight forward into a warrior 3. And I like to keep my right leg bent in this warrior 3, at least for now, for the first couple ones, because that gives me a little more control and strength rather than locking it out. Good. Find your balance, embrace all the wobbles. I almost fell as well. And then keep bending into the right knee as we lower the left foot back toward the mat. Lift up into your high crescent lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Left hand forward, right hand back behind you. Work into the line of tension. Again, work into the space across the chest. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, come through center as you reach the hands up. Exhale, palms down. Step right foot back to left. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, option to drop the knees. Inhale into your upward facing. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, lift the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, big step, left foot to left thumb. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent. Exhale, drop the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, rise up high crescent. Exhale, palms to heart center. Look out in front of you, lean out in front of you as the right foot eventually lifts off the mat, bringing the weight into the left foot. Option to keep a nice bend into the left knee and use that for more control. Embrace all the wobbles, embrace all the little shakes. That's very natural. Then if you're not bending into the left knee, go ahead so we can drop the right toes to the mat behind us. Lift the hands up to the sky, high crescent. As we exhale, open arm twist to the left. Right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back behind us. Work into the stretch. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, lift the hands up, come through center. Exhale, palms down to the mat, step left foot back to right. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga, option for the knees to drop. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. 2 more. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Let's keep flowing. Inhale, right leg rises to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, big step, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise up to high crescent. Exhale, palms to center. Inhale, lean out forward into your warrior three. Slowly start to drop the left foot back behind you and lift up into high crescent. Listen carefully. This time, take a deep breath in to reach the hands up, and then exhale, open to your warrior two. Settle into your warrior two. Feel the nice opening in the hips that we get from this shape, and also the support we get from having both heels grounded down into the mat. So I love me some high crescent lunge, but it does provide a greater challenge in my opinion, just because we're spiked onto the toes of the back leg in crescent lunge, whereas in warrior two, we get to dial both heels down to the mat, which creates some greater support, in my opinion, from the feet. But I know our bodies are still working nonetheless in this warrior two. So we'll make our way into peaceful warrior as we reach the right arm back behind us to open up the side body, and then straighten the right leg as well. Feel the legs relax a little bit, and then focus on the torso expanding. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Start to rotate into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Right hand down, left hand up. And so the right hand can rest somewhere on the right shin, just like I'm doing if that feels okay for you. This is a great place to have a block underneath your right hand if you have yoga props nearby. And if you have more flexibility than I do, then you can even just reach the right hand down to the mat outside of your right foot for the full version of this Trikonasana triangle pose. But either way, using this shape to not only create a stretch and expansion in the hamstrings, especially in the right inner hamstring, but also to open up across the chest, across the left shoulder as you lean back in space. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We'll start to come out of this triangle pose by folding over our right shin and finding a pyramid pose or intense leg stretch. So the left foot is going to hop out and to the side slightly so we can square our hips to face forward. The left heel is going to ground down to the mat. And we're going to just gently fold over the right shin. Option to keep a slight steady bend in the right knee to help you find that mobility and hinge at the hips. Option to rise on the fingertips if you want to bring more weight into the legs. Make this shape your own. Feel the consistent pulling back in the right hip, pulling forward in the left hip. Inhale, halfway lift, and it might not be much of a halfway lift, just find more extension in the spine. And then on your next exhale, fold. Good. We're moving towards Ardha Chandrasana half moon on the right foot. So the way we're going to get there is bringing a bend into the right knee, crawling the hands forward in space, and eventually lifting the left leg off the mat and opening, stacking the left hip on top of the right. When you feel stable in the legs, go ahead and twist and release the left hand off the mat. The right hand can be down on the mat. You can rise up to right fingertips, or if you have a block, this is a great place for the block underneath your right hand. You can also, again, keep a bend in your left knee here to provide space, but we're focusing on stacking the hips and finding that opening in those hips, in the chest. So reach up, take a breath in. As we exhale, we'll release to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees and roll up to stand. Reach the palms up above you. Exhale, drop the palms by your sides. Samaste Tahiti. Take a deep breath in and out. Be here now. Feel your feet rooting down into the mat. Appreciate this opportunity for stillness in such an active yoga class. Feel the strength in the body. Notice the differences between your left and right side and how they feel at the moment. Take a breath in to reach the palms overhead, or the Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms on the mat. Step back to your high plank. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga, low plank. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Into the left side. Inhale, left foot reaches up to the sky. Exhale, left foot plants to left thumb. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Inhale, start to lean forward into your warrior three. Option to keep a bend in your left knee. Find the lift. And then coming back, slowly dropping the right toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift the hands up to the sky. Listen carefully. Exhale, open out to your warrior two. Feel the hips open. Feel the heart open. Breathe. Feel the legs solid like tree branches into the ground. Hold this space for 3, 2, 1. Release up to peaceful warrior, reaching the left hand up and back in space. Straighten the left leg. Continue to reach, continue to breathe. One more inhale. As you exhale, rotate into your Trikonasana triangle pose. Left hand down, right hand up toward the sky. Hips stacking on top of one another, chest opening and expanding. Find your breath, find your growth. Take one more breath in triangle. Exhale, we'll start to release by finding our pyramid pose. So hopping our right foot up and out to the side and gently folding over the left leg. Again, option to keep a bend in your left knee. Option to use blocks under the hands. Option to rise onto the fingertips as we hinge at the hips and square forward. Again, our next shape is Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. So start to visualize it. And then we'll start to slowly crawl our hands forward out in front of us. Start to lift the right leg off the mat as we lift and stack the right hip on top of the left. When we find that position, hips opening, reach the right hand up to the sky. Keep the left hand down, maybe rise onto the left fingertips, maybe float them if you're feeling ambitious. And breathe. Use the strength that we've built in the left leg here to be your foundation. Take a breath in, look up. Exhale, release everything down, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, palms overhead. Exhale, palms drop next to your side. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Next inhale, lift the palms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank step. Float the feet back. Take a breath in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, option to drop the knees. Inhale to your upward facing dog. And then exhale to your downward facing dog. As you get here, pause for a moment. We're going to continue to capitalize and build and grow on the strength and mobility that we've built. Finding our peak sequence, finding our peak activation and momentum here. So inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, big step, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise high into your high crescent. Exhale, palms to heart center. Lean forward, come into your warrior three. Work your balance, weight strong in the right foot. And then we're gonna shift forward as the left knee comes up into our chest for a standing stork pose. Good. So our next shape is going to be Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon on the right foot. Option to keep the left knee bent, option to extend the left knee. And then we're gonna swing the left leg out and then behind us into our Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Use the strength in your legs, don't be afraid to fall out of it, and always feel free to use your right hand down on the mat for support. It's a very challenging transition, but we're gonna have a few tries at it here, so no worries. And then from Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, we're gonna bend into the right knee to slowly lower the left foot to the mat behind us. When it lands, find your peaceful warrior, coming through warrior two, and then eventually lifting the right hand up and overhead. And as you exhale, cartwheel, rotate the hands down to the mat, step the right foot back to the left. Take an inhale in your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, maybe the knees drop. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's find that on the left side. Inhale, left foot up to the sky. Exhale, big step, left foot, left thumb. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent. Exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Start to lean forward into your warrior three, strong on the left foot, And then we're coming through stork pose as the right knee shifts forward and in front of us as we rise to stand. From this stork pose, we're finding our Ardha Chandrasana half moon. So you can keep this bend in the right knee as you shift back, or for me, it's kind of fun to play with extending and straightening the right leg and playing with my hip mobility. So strong in the left leg as we start to rotate and send the right leg back behind us. Feel free to keep the arms floating. Feel free to drop your left hand to the ground at any point for support. Eventually landing in this Ardha Chandrasana, lifting the right leg high behind you, feeling the hips stack and open. And then bending into the left knee, dropping the right foot to the back of the mat for Warrior Two. Just coming through Warrior Two for a moment into our peaceful warrior as we reach the left hand up and back. And then rotating the hands down to the mat, stepping the left foot back to the right for high plank, taking a breath in for strength and high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing dog, and then exhale to your downward facing dog. When you get to down dog, find stillness. Take about 5 breaths to yourself here or in a child's pose. And don't be afraid to take that break in child's pose because we've been working hard. We've been on our hands, on our feet. And child's pose or simply an upright seated position can be great alternatives for this down dog at the moment. Wherever you're at, try to stay present. Try to have a sense of observation into how the body's feeling, into all of these new movements. And then if you're not in downward facing dog, use the next few breaths to make your way back into our home base, our down dog. We're going through that same sequence now, just building rhythm, building fluidity. So from down dog, as we inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, big step, right foot to right hand. Inhale, rise up to high crescent. Exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Inhale, start to lean forward into your Warrior Three. And then bring your left knee up into our chest for stork pose as we stand upright. Option to keep the left knee bent, option to extend the leg. Shift and open the hips as we lean forward with the chest. Reach the left foot back, Ardha Chandrasana half moon. I know I'm already feeling a lot more stable than the first couple times in this shape. So maybe play with floating the right hand. Slowly start to bend into the right knee, lowering the left foot to the back of the mat, coming through Warrior Two. Peaceful warrior, right hand reaches up and back, take a breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, step the right foot back to the left. Take an inhale in your high plank. Exhale, drop to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Beautiful work, y'all. On your next inhale, left leg rises up. Big step, left foot, left thumb. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, lean yourself forward into Warrior Three. Then start to work your way forward into stork pose, right knee up into the chest. Option to keep the right knee bent or extend the right leg in front of you. Start to shift and rotate the right hip back, right leg back into your Ardha Chandrasana half moon. Option to keep the hands lifted. Option to reach the left hand down to the mat. Either way, starting to bend into the left knee, lowering the right foot behind you. Open up into your Warrior Two, and then come through your peaceful warrior, left arm overhead. Breathe in. Exhale, rotate the arms down to the mat. Step left foot back to the right. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a beautiful breath in. Take a beautiful breath out. Look out in front of you between the palms. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step, hop, make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. As you get there, release the upper body down. Become lazy in the arms as everything softens and releases. We will have another opportunity for that flow, for that half moon transition. We're giving ourselves a little bit of release and one more opportunity for stillness in between. You can shake out the legs, you can shift the hips side to side. Allow this forward fold to provide a release, to create more space. From here, bend the knees, roll up to standing. Reach the palms up to the sky, take a breath in. Exhale, drop the palms to rest by your side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 2 more, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Last one, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Next, inhale, palms reach high to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms on the mat, step back, high plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. One deep breath in and out. Let's do it. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, big step, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise up into your high crescent. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, lean yourself forward into warrior three. Then start to shift the weight forward and rise up into your stork pose, left knee to the chest. Option to stay here, option to extend the left leg. Start to shift back and open throughout the hips as we swing the left leg back carefully for our Ardha Chandrasana half moon. Option to keep the palms lifted or reach the right hand down. Start to bend into the right knee, left foot to the back of the mat for warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach the right hand back. Take a breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step right foot to left. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. Exhale, big step, left foot to left thumb. Inhale, rise up, high crescent. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, lean out in front of you and lift the right heel off the mat, warrior three. Shift the weight forward, right knee up to the chest for stork pose. Option to extend the right leg in front of you and then open up through the right leg as we shift. Stacking the right hip on top, opening into our Ardha Chandrasana. Option to keep the hands lifted, maybe reach the left hand down. And then start to bend into the left knee, right foot to the back of the mat, come through warrior two. Inhale into your peaceful warrior. Exhale, rotate the hands back down to the mat. Step their left foot back to the right and inhale in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing and exhale, downward facing dog. When you get there, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Keep breathing, settle into your space. Feel all of that movement wash over you. Shift forward into a high plank. One last challenge here before we bring things down to the mat. Hold this high plank. Breathe, find steadiness for 10, 9, 8. Wrap the triceps back, biceps forward. 6, 5. Hug in through the low belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Reach the hands out behind you. We'll play with a locust pose to strengthen and create space in the back and through the heart. So as you're ready, reach the hands back, lift the chest off the mat, and then lift the legs off the mat as well. Feet pointing back, finding some lift in the heels. Work through this expansion. Breathe through the constriction. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything down. Rest one of your ears on the mat. You can use your backs of your hands for a nice pillow if you'd like, maybe rocking the hips back and forth. We'll have 2 more opportunities for locust pose with the option to take it into bow pose for a deeper heart opener. But for now, just let that movement fizzle out. All right, y'all, as you're ready, start to come up by lifting the hands back behind you. Chest lifts and then legs lift as the heels kick up off the mat. This time, option to hold right here, option to bend the knees, kick the heels back toward the glutes, and then reach the palms back for the inner blades of the feet. As you do, if you're going for that bind, kick through the feet, use that connection to lift the knees higher off the mat to create growth in the shoulders and expansion across the chest. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything and then rest your opposite ear down on the mat. Soften, let that movement evaporate. Beautiful work through a very physically challenging and opening class. Let's find our final attempt at this pose, locust or bow pose. Reaching the hands back behind us, lifting the chest off the mat, lifting the legs, stay here, or bend the knees, reaching the palms back for the inner edges of the feet, and then kicking to lift up higher. Wherever you're at, breathe and create space in the back. Create space in the chest. We'll be here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, beautiful work, 2, 1, release everything down. Amazing work. From here, we'll flip onto our backs like a pancake. So simply flip over, land on your back body. Find Supta Baddha Konasana as the feet come together, knees come wide on the mat. You can rest your hands on your heart and belly or on your pointy hip bones. Both are great options to create a grounding sensation, feeling into our own physical shape, our own present being. Noticing the space we're occupying. Notice how the body feels. Notice how the breath is being absorbed. We're going to work into some core activation just to integrate all of that movements and find one more moment of strength here. So, join me on this journey. I'm right there with you. Bring the palms to interlace, and then hands reach the back of the neck. Reach both legs out in front of you. Feel them, the heels hovering off the mat. Hug your left knee in toward your chest, and then reach your right elbow toward your left knee. Maybe you find the connection, maybe not. Either way, reach for it. And then switch the legs. Bring your right knee in toward your chest as your left foot extends. Left elbow reaches forward to maybe tap the right knee. Find that growth. And then switch. Left knee hugs in, right foot extends. Reach the right elbow to the left knee. Switch, left knee, right elbow. Switch, right knee, right elbow, left knee. Switch, left elbow, right knee. Switch, right elbow, left knee. Keep pedaling, keep switching, keep breathing for 10, 9, go at your own pace. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, let everything fall and relax down to the mat. Y'all, core work is the best and the worst thing ever. It's always good to challenge ourselves and see if we can bring some of those stabilizing muscles into the equation. From here, bring your feet onto the mat, allow the knees to point up to the sky. Rest the palms by your hips. We'll find a bridge pose. Drive through the feet, lift the hips high off the mat. Find the expansion, option to keep the palms pressing down by your sides, option to interlace the fingertips behind your low back and maybe use that bind to bring your shoulders closer to one another. Lift your hips higher, grow for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock the hips all the way down to the mat. Sway the knees from side to side. And then we'll come back up for round 2. So as you're ready, feet land on the mat, knees point up. Drive through the feet, lift the hips off the mat. Option to take this to a full wheel pose by grounding the hands up above your shoulders. Option to stay here and bridge. And feel the strength no matter where you are. Breathe. Maybe lift a millimeter higher than the first round. Feel the growth in the back body. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock the hips all the way down to the mat. Sway the knees side to side. We have one more opportunity here. So as you're ready, feet land on the mat, knees point up. Drive through those feet to lift the hips high off the mat. Find your fullest expansion no matter where you are. Have gratitude for whatever shape you're making right now, knowing that we're meeting our bodies where they're at and we're trying our best. Breathe here for 10, 9, 8. Keep driving through the feet. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a deep breath in. And 1. Exhale, release the hips down. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Create a nice little compact shape. Option to stay here and feel the nice subtle stretch in the hips by hugging the knees in, or option to take this into a happy baby, clasping the outside edges of the feet hugging the knees in toward the armpits, with the elbows landing inside the knees. Maybe sway side to side, maybe straighten one leg then the other. Feel the back muscles getting massaged by the ground underneath you. Take a couple deep breaths. And start to release the feet back down to the mat into that bridge prep pose. And then we'll just find a reclined half pigeon. So cross the left ankle, or sorry, cross the right ankle over the left knee for your figure 4 shape reclined half pigeon. Option 2, either just press against your right knee to open the right hip, or option to thread the needle reaching for the front of your left knee and then pulling the left knee closer to the chest to deepen the stretch. No matter where you're at, we have about 3 or 4 deep breaths here, so plenty of time to relax. Plenty of time to feel into the hip opener. Just breathe. So we'll keep the bind in the legs. If your left foot is lifted off the mat, go ahead and just release the left foot back down so we're still in the figure 4 shape. Palms reach out to the side like a T, and then drop the knees off the left side of the mat for a twist, supine spinal twist. Adjust the legs however you need to as we twist the knees over to the left and then open the heart and neck open to the right. Take a few deep breaths into your twist, into the right side body. See where you can open. We'll take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Come through center and work into your reclined half pigeon on the other side. So left ankle crosses over the right knee. Options are to A, just push the left knee open to find a greater sensation in the left hip, or you can reach through for the front of your right knee and pull the right knee closer to your chest to deepen it. Either way, find some passive opening here. See where you can soften and just breathe for about 4 breaths. We'll keep the figure 4 shape in our legs. If your right foot is lifted off the mat, go ahead and drop the right foot back down. Reach the palms out to a T and then allow the legs to drop off the right side of the mat. Adjust the legs however you need to deepen into this stretch. Maybe look over to the left side and then just breathe into your twist. Wherever you're at, take one more deep breath in and a big sigh out. Come back through center, hug the knees in toward your chest. Give yourself one big last squeeze and then extend the legs out in front of you. Relax the arms by your side. Allow everything to soften and release any clenching or activation in the body. Feel the shoulders relax and roll back into the mat. Release any control of the breath. Release any control of the mind. Allow everything to be still without any obligation to be anywhere else but here. Knowing that you are beautiful, you are strong, you are present. Yogis, this is where I will leave you today. Feel free to linger in this shavasana, in this resting pose, for as long as you wish. Feel free to continue your practice in any way that feels good to you. As always, it's such a blessing to share this space with y'all. I hope we meet soon on or off the mat. Until then, have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace and love.